All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Guard Capital. Glad to be with you this morning and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. What you see in front of you is our website, www.guard.capital. If you love the Morning Note on YouTube, again, that's free for everybody. Make sure to join our free live. Go to our website, scroll down, and go to access our Discord. Click on that once, and then you'll see our memberships packages, but scroll down a little more. Here's where not sure where to start. Click on the free plan. That's for our Discord free market blog. We hope to see you there. All right, let's go ahead and get started on the day. Let's move our stuff over. And we're rocking and rolling. All right, today is March 1st. Happy new month. Happy March. Happy Friday, everybody. Dow futures are down 31 points. NASDAQ is up slightly. S&P down slightly, and the Russell's up about 0.20%. Russell 2000 IWM hit 52-week highs yesterday, actually. The VIX is down 0.67%, 1331. Dollar index is flat, 104.15. Crude oil is starting to move higher. 80 was my target. We hit crude oil earlier this week. I was looking to get in for another entry, but it looks like we moved overnight. So gasoline futures up 1.16%. at $2.61. Gold is up 2060.28%. SC, Gustavo saying, SE, I'm holding 100 shares at 36. Went balls deep on China. Well, best of luck, my man. I did see that SE broke my alert. I think we talked about it on the Morning Note before. I didn't see any options volume, so I really ignored it. But you are above the 200-day, and you got a gap to fill here at 55.61. So that would be my target. Keep an eye on SE. SE is breaking out. You could see it here. So basically, if we kind of get above the most recent highs of 50, was it 49.49, 49.50? If we do break that, we could see about the options volume. Buy some time, as always. Mitigates chop, 55.62. That would be a target on SE. AMD. Guys, we were a week early. Remember we were talking about this downward wedge breakout. Well, it didn't happen last week. It happened this week. So I was 1 week too early. This is why you buy time, guys. You buy time. Unfortunately, AMD, we were right. We were just too early. So it's unfortunate, but we have the trades open that are going to hit today. So at least that. Happy Friday. Josh says, you stud. What's your levels for Tesla? Check that daily. Let's look at it. The gap fill that hasn't happened on Tesla. Trust me, I've been waiting. We're not there yet. Need to fill that gap at 206.73. It could be a little bit less than that, 206.06 if you want to say that. Once we break that, if we can sustain above it, we're going to use that as our support. If that does happen, I'm taking a look at the 220 calls. But for me, really the level that I'm looking for is right around 214. That's your 50-day. I think if we can get above that 50-day, sustain above it, then I'll take a look at calls for Tesla. But for right now, it's just consolidation on an upward pattern. If we break below 195, this may be a short on Tesla. Enphase looking strong. Yeah, I mean, all-time highs in the market yesterday. I mean, I don't even repeat that much anymore. That, oh, we hit all-time highs. I mean, we know the drill. It's a bull market. The question is, what else do we get? What more can we get out of it? 140 on Enphase. If we break that, you got a gap to fill here at 165. So let's place the alert above 140. And then again, you could swing the stock. You could trade options if there's options volume on Enphase, but that would be kind of the roadmap I'm looking for to trade this thing. So above 140, you can go 165. We've been waiting for Tesla too. Yeah, it's just been chopped. That's it. When we hit that earlier this week, so at least we got that done. Dell on fire, $121 now, 94.66 was the closing price yesterday. Wow, Dell Computers of all things. I remember this stock from way back when, the dot-com bubble. Let me see if I can get this over. But they went private. That's the thing. So this is not a newer chart. Understand that Dell went private and then went public again. So as you could see here, if you go to the max on the weekly, it really IPO'd back in 2019. So that's why we don't have a lot of data on it. It's a breakout. I mean, rather redundant to do any kind of technical analysis at all-time highs. If you own Dell, enjoy it. Enjoy your profits. If you don't, well, I don't think there's any really move to trade. I need a video from you explaining treasuries and how it correlates to the market. Okay, let me see here. Let me write that down. Hold on. Really great question. Let me get my journal out. Treasuries, markets, stocks. Yeah, I can explain treasuries in about 10 minutes, so no problem. I'll make a video on that, man. Thank you so much, Gustavo, for the suggestion. We'll get that taken care of as always. Another thing too, this weekend, I'll be doing the podcast. I'm going to talk a little more of a deep dive into the markets, what I'm seeing, and it's a little less informal, a little more informal than the morning note where you're just seeing charts all day and talking about your questions. This one is just me speaking to you one-on-one, talking about what I see and what I'm expecting in the future for the markets and kind of what I've been reading around in terms of news and analysis, kind of giving you the overview. So we'll go over that on Saturday or Sunday, again, depending on when I do the podcast for you guys. Make sure to subscribe on Spotify. Gar Capital Podcast, G.A.R. Meta calls above all-time highs. Jeff loves his momentum. That's a fact. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, if you get above the highs of 494, I mean, again, when you get that break, you're already at all-time highs, guys. I mean, can't really do much than just watch it go higher. I'd rather do Microsoft if that's the case. Take a look at Microsoft. If it gets above 416, then I'll target the all-time highs. I think that's probably a better setup than Meta, my personal opinion. You're welcome, Gustavo. Apple is a name that I have been watching rather closely for that 180 break. 179.14, we got it overnight. We still haven't broken it. That was the watch list that we had this week. We'll send out 3 stocks this weekend as well on the Discord. BITO was in that watch list, by the way, regarding this week and the alert. So that was free for everybody too on the blog. So make sure to join the blog and we'll give you all the information that you need to succeed. You could see Apple hugging that 50-day. Well, this is the week, excuse me, 50 week. We're below the 200-day. Here we go. Below the 200-day. Looks heavy, and that's a problem because if Apple does not perform or at least not tank, I don't see how the market's going to go a lot higher anytime soon. Apple is the largest part of the S&P, so we need Apple to turn around a little bit, get back above 185. But for now, 179.14. If that breaks, I'm taking a look at the 177, the 175 levels. We'll see the options volume. Obviously, Apple is pretty good with that, but the idea is to buy time. So I'd rather buy the 175 with a little more time on Apple once we break. But as of right now, I'm kind of, for a choppy week, I know we had all-time highs yesterday. We traded 6 times this week. So my thing is kind of sticking with what I got. I want to take Palantir off the board with some profit. I want to take DraftKings off the board with some profit when we hit our targets, Robinhood as well. So as I do love Apple and I do love Microsoft to trade, as of right now, I don't want to add more risk. That is unnecessary. How's that? S&P rebalancing today. Could we get Palantir included? I know I saw a lot of rumors. Could be. I mean, Palantir finally hit 4 consecutive profitable quarters. The S&P rebalancing, I don't know if that's today. I figured it would be end of the quarter, but if they announce something, that's great. Maybe the options market will tell us a little bit. But I have the March 15, 25 calls on Palantir. So we got a little bit of time, Jeff, that we can hold on that. So the runners will give us a little juice if they are added to the S&P. I'm not sure if they will be. That'd be great. I would love that. But I didn't trade that option for that reason. But it would be nice. I saw your Palantir call on Insta. If it breaks 24.32 today, will you be taking calls or waiting Monday to the trade? We already got in. We have the 25 calls. So we're already in the money. It's breaking out. 24.32 cleared. We are now at 25.42. The good news is that you're not late because you're about to get above the recent highs. And if you look and zoom out a little bit, this is why I would say buy time. If you're buying time, take a look at the 27 level. Really, the trophy level I'm looking for is 31.27. There's a gap fill there. You can see it right there. That's the gap fill I'm looking for, 31.29. But we're about to break recent highs. I think at worst, in terms of resistance, is 27.13. So again, you're about to get a breakout anyways from these November highs of 2022. So Palantir, again, you'll have an opportunity, but again, it's a beautiful breakout above this trend line. We retested it, and we're now using 24, 340 as our support. Anybody looking at seasonality a lot with stocks being all-time highs? Here's the thing. With VIX, we talked about this. VIX seasonality in March is very strong. Again, seasonality, who knows? But January and February, strong, especially for a presidential election year. That is pretty rare. So we'll see if March gives us a little bit more juice. But right now, as of right now, that seasonality is not, that chart is not working out because we're not getting that pullback. NVIDIA basically spit in the face of that. So that, for all the seasonality out there, you can't seasonality measure an NVIDIA momentum and semiconductors. Market don't care about seasonality, and the market sure don't care about the past. It's all about what's going on today. Super Tuesday coming for the elections. I think that's in March. I think the primaries are basically over at the end of the day. I'll talk about that a little more on the podcast. I mean, the elections right now, you don't have that big primary season like you had other years where you had like 9 opponents that are going against each other. In the Republican Party, you had like maybe 3 or 4, 5, 2 maybe serious, 3 maybe serious. Democratic Party and presidents, they don't do primaries. Not since Lyndon Johnson anyways. That's in the 1960s. But Vietnam War aside, politics right now, again, it can get hotter down the line. I think the summertime is where that starts picking up the headlines in the news, but we're just not there yet. It's still very early innings. In an election cycle where there's no real major changes, we're going to get the same 2 that last round. That's bad for the market. I think what we consider bad for the market, just in general, I mean, the market's doing its own thing. It's really just shrugging off any kind of news that would usually tank us. And really the reason that is you're having this risk appetite for these assets that are not safe anymore, that are not safe. Like, I don't want bonds. I want to buy Bitcoin as an example. Bitcoin soaring, that's a global barometer of risk. Literally the most riskiest asset out there is nearing all-time highs. So I don't think it has anything to do with politics. I think it just takes a shift in terms of business cycles, market cycles. And to be fair, presidents get really it's all about timing, let's just say. Some presidents are lucky, some presidents are not. For Palantir, can you still enter? Well, again, we're in the money on our calls. But if it breaks 25.46, which it looks like it will, looks like you're going to start heading into the 27 level, 26, 27. You need to take a look at calls and the call volume then. But as of right now, we already have it. So we're going to be probably taking our profits once we break out and then moving our runner, or we can hold a little bit because we have until March 15th. But we'll see what we get and step by step. But Palantir is breaking out. Yes. Now, which option volume will have, which option expiry do you want is completely up to you. But we already have a Palantir option open. Guys, we'll leave it there. If you want more details, make sure to get back into the blog, the live market blog on Discord. Go to our website, make sure to click free plan, and we will see you there. All details, all information, making sure that you guys are informed every day. NVIDIA is now back above 800, and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. We will see you guys on Monday for the next morning note. I'll catch you guys on YouTube for the recap. I'll catch you guys on Spotify for the podcast. Man, Gar Capital, baby. Keep it locked forever. We'll see you soon. Cheers all.